Yeah.
All right. What's up, fellas? SEC tournament week, college baseball postseason here already. Flies as always. I'm Barstool Mintzy, joined by Peyton Chotinier. We got a lot of stuff to get into as we get into the postseason. Peyton, how we doing?
Man, I'm great. I'm fired up about this week. This is one of the best weeks of the whole year just to watch this SEC tournament. Some argue harder to win than the College World Series just because of the competition. It is unbelievable how hard it is to win this tournament.
Yeah, and so what's interesting, tourney always in Hoover, Alabama. It's funny, there was always a big thing, and I was part of this that would bitch about it being in Hoover. And
Yeah.
then I actually went a few times, and I see why it's in Hoover because it's the RV tailgate lot is amazing. They have a fan fest, cheap hotels, easy access to fans. I mean, they really do it right, despite the location in a Birmingham suburb. Just super, super cool event. And what was it like to play in it?
Dude, it's electric. It's actually so much fun. Besides the World Series, it is the most fun you can have playing baseball. Like kind of what you're saying. There's so many. What I love is when you go, if Ole Miss is playing against whoever, if Ole Miss is playing against Tennessee, it's not going to be just Ole Miss fans and Tennessee fans there. It's going to be 12 to 20,000 fans that hate you from the Arkansas side to Vanderbilt side. It's like just this whole community. It's so much fun. I love it. And even like staying in the hotels, you got like 4 different teams in the hotels, and sometimes it can be really cool. Sometimes you're trying to you're trying to get past this mean mug of, am I supposed to be friends with this guy? Am I not? It's just really cool. I love the whole experience. It's so much fun. It's
Yeah.
Like I said though, it's hard to win. And I only got to go twice. One year, we lost in the first game, so like I didn't even really get to experience it. And that's when we thought our season was over. Ended up winning the World Series, but it's electric. So much fun.
Yeah, I love it from the fan perspective. Some of my hometown friends go every year and they set up a tailgate out in left field outside the fence. And
Yeah.
Bull Crawford, Louisiana crew, they do it big. We actually did the show from there last year, had Kyle Peterson on, had the 11.7 guys on. Hate to miss it this year, but just such a super fun and unique event. And got to mention the changes this year. Gone from 14 teams to 16. And the biggest change, and one I've been calling for a lot of years, is the switch to single elimination from double elimination, which is going to make this thing harder to predict because baseball, anybody can lose any given day. But I never understood the double elimination thing because why are you going to gas out your pitching staffs in the Alabama Heat the week before the NCAA tourney? And so I actually like the changes. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's tough because I know if I was a coach, I would never tell my players, hey, we're just going to pack it in. We don't care about this week. We're worried about the NCAA tournament, which I get. Like if you're Texas, what does this week do for you? I don't know how much it really helps you. You're hosting, you're in, you're good, you're fine. I don't know what exhausting my pitchers is really going to do. But at the same time, as a sports fan and a player, I want to win every single game. So it's tough. And I don't know. The SEC tournament is controversial. I love it because it was so much fun to play in. I do think the single elimination helps just because we're going to not have as many arms that are going to be thrown and stuff. But overall, dude, this week, it's going to be so much fun to watch. The competition is unbelievable this year.
So similar to the SEC basketball tourney, you've got single buys and double buys. And when you look at this bracket, man, that means so much because we were talking about games 4 and 5 on your pitching staff, and some teams only have to play 3. It makes just a just tremendous impact. And so we're going to watch that as we pick. They got odds up on DraftKings. We're going to run through these games. Some storylines to watch this week. All right, we know going in, Texas won the SEC at 22-8. Coach Schloss has got to be the coach of the year. Arkansas, LSU, all 3 national seeds, no matter what.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens here. I think you could argue Vandy and Georgia both are probably national seeds too.
Yeah.
I think Georgia is.
I think
right on the border.
Vandy is what's their record? They're 19-11. Yeah, I think they're totally fine.
They're definitely hosting. It's just whether they'll be top 8. Yeah. I think Georgia already is top 8, and then Auburn's got a shot at it too. All those teams definitely hosting regionals no matter what. And then you look at the storyline though, is behind that you've got teams with Ole Miss 16-14, Tennessee 16-14, Bama 16-14, Florida 15-15, all still have shots to host regionals.
Yeah.
But like, it seemed like when you looked at the regional thing, you get 16 hosts for the NCAA tourney. 13 of the spots seem pretty locked up, but the last 3 are up for grabs. So you got a lot to play for this week in Hoover. And, Ole Miss won 2 out of 3 at home against Auburn. If they would have won that Saturday game, they would have locked up hosting a regional.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
still a great weekend.
What a great weekend for the Rebs either way. But that's, I mean, it's not, I'm not saying anything against like Ole Miss, but to think at the beginning of this year, if you were to say going in the SEC tournament, Ole Miss is ranked higher than that Tennessee team, I'd be like, oof, we either had a really, really good year or Tennessee did really bad. And I kind of think it's a mix of both there, but really cool for Ole Miss to be up there again. We needed this.
Yeah, and I think it's all a perspective thing, but, you and I both were big on the Rebs this year. Yeah. We said we thought they'd make the NCAA tournament. I said probably as a 2 seed, but could be a 3 seed. To have a shot to host a regional, extremely exceptional year.
Yeah.
Great bounce back year. Order being restored for the Rebs. All right, let's get into this thing. We both got brackets. We both got odds to win this thing. We'll start with the brackets. So this thing it's interesting. A lot of it is a player, I'm sure, you're drawing when you play because you got 9:30 a.m. games starting on Tuesday, which is definitely interesting. But tomorrow this thing gets going, starting at Alabama, who always has a little bit of a home edge here, with this thing only being an hour from Tuscaloosa, taking on Missouri. Bama's a huge favorite in this game. I don't see any reason they'd have any trouble. Missouri finished 3-27 in the SEC. I still don't know what the hell happened in College Station when they swept them last, a week and a half, a little over a week ago. They got swept in the other 9 series. I don't see any problem with Bama rolling.
I don't either. I think Missouri should still be 0-30. And this is where, this would maybe be my only complaint about the SEC tournament now is having every team in. Not at all thinking that Missouri can win this whole thing or even A&M for this matter. But, if they do, in my opinion, they don't deserve to make it into the postseason. That's why I don't necessarily like all the teams being in. But, yeah, I think Alabama for sure takes this one.
Well, if you'd have kept it 14 teams, you would have no Missouri and no 6-24 South Carolina.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like maybe that would have been
Yeah, whatever. I mean, hey, this could be a really cool moment for one of those teams, but I just don't see it happening at all.
Second game of the day, Oklahoma and Kentucky. Oklahoma 14-16 SEC, but still very solid first year, easily in not going to host a regional, but definitely in the NCAA tournament. Kentucky 13-17 SEC. I think they're in the NCAA tourney. Usually 13 wins get you in. This is the second game of the day. I actually like Kentucky in this game because when you look at Oklahoma all year, they're really good on the Fridays and Saturdays when the Witherspoon brothers are pitching, but they hadn't been very good midweek because their offense isn't that good. And with this being a Tuesday game, those guys are not available. So it kind of makes me lean Kentucky.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see because here'd be the issue is we went Thursday, Friday, Saturday of last week. So your Thursday starter could potentially throw Tuesday if you really needed them to. I don't think Oklahoma is in a situation where they're like, hey, let's try to really push Witherspoon up. So I could see it happen for some of these teams, like for Kentucky or for South Carolina, maybe. No, not South Carolina, for Mississippi State. Those kind of where a couple wins change the trajectory of their season. I could see the Friday guys going ahead and starting that first game. I don't think Oklahoma is going to do that. And Kentucky, in my opinion, needs this win more. I will go Kentucky.
Okay, well, I'm going Kentucky there.
Yeah.
Florida, South Carolina. Florida's red hot. Did have a tough losing Shelton, though. Lost one of their best players for the year.
Yeah.
But, man, Florida 1-11 in the SEC at one point, finishing 15-15.
Unbelievable.
Down the stretch. I mean, they weren't to go from out of the NCAA tournament to potentially hosting. Got to give them a ton of credit. They have no problems with South Carolina.
No, South Carolina is I mean, kudos to them in winning a couple in LSU, but Florida, we've said it before, they're one of those teams where you just can never count out, and it's unbelievable. They did what we thought A&M was going to do. We were hoping that was A&M was going to turn their season around and become Florida, but we know A&M they're dead dogs at this point to us. I think Florida has zero problems with this one.
The most interesting game to me is the late night game, which is Mississippi State, Texas A&M. A&M lost 2 out of 3 at Georgia. They're 11-19 in the SEC. They're out of the NCAA tournament unless they win this thing, and that's a bear to have to win 5 games in 5 days. Mississippi State, I was critical when they fired Lamonis. I was wrong. They finished this year 15-15 in the SEC. They are solidly in the NCAA tournament. They played great baseball since they fired Lamonis. This is a very interesting game to me with both being on Tuesday. So, got to think ace pitcher's not really available. My question to you is this. Baseball is such a weird sport. I know A&M's dead, but, I mean, could there be like a last fight here in this SEC tournament?
Oh, absolutely. I guarantee you 90% of that team, 10% of them are like, whatever, I'm about to go get a sales job. I'm good. I'm done with baseball. 90% of those kids are like, listen, we still have a chance. We have the smallest chance. They're not going to lay down and just completely roll over here. Mississippi State, though, even if you put A&M playing well and Mississippi State playing well, as good as State is playing, they're on a 5-game winning streak here. This has become a team that we are like, okay, they're good again. This isn't – I mean, I do think A&M's best against Mississippi State's best, A&M wins, but A&M has just never shown that they're at their best ever this year. I think State wins it. But to that question, yeah, I think A&M could technically be like, yeah, let's win the whole thing. I just don't think it's going to happen.
I'm going to go A&M here just for one last gasp thing. We're going to, we're kind of picking our whole bracket.
For your futures.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're looking at the next day. We're kind of picking our own brackets. Fascinating game Wednesday morning if Bama beats Missouri. Bama, Tennessee. Because Tennessee finishes 16-14 at SEC. They were number 1 for a while in the country. They're right on that regional hosting bubble.
Yeah.
And Bama, Tennessee, both on it. You could almost argue this game, the winner might host a regional.
Sure.
A lot at stake. Bama will have home field advantage a little bit here with it being in Birmingham. Tennessee usually travels pretty well.
They'll travel well.
Yeah, what do you think about Bama, Tennessee Wednesday morning?
Yeah, this is a tough one. if on this Wednesday game, is Doyle pitching? I think that's
he didn't. They saved him for Friday. He pitched game 2.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
so they would wait.
Yeah.
They've got him on that Friday schedule. He's not available till Friday.
That is true. And you know what? For that sake, I'm gonna go Bama. I want Bama to win this game. There's a sour taste in their mouth after losing to Tennessee early on this year, and I would just love it for Alabama to win this game. That'd be so awesome.
I'm going Bama too because I've seen them make runs in this tourney a lot.
Yeah.
There's certain teams that do well here and certain that don't. And Bama usually seems like they're a tough out here. And I think they got some momentum. So I'm going to go with Bama. And Tennessee gets bounced. And I don't know if they're a regional host. Georgia we both got them taking on Kentucky. Georgia's in one of those spots that's interesting here. I got them beating Kentucky, especially because I don't think Kentucky will be throwing their ace. And Georgia's lineup's just too good. But Georgia doesn't have much to play for this week. They're top 8, but I still got them beating Kentucky.
I think Georgia overall, even Georgia's – I mean, I guess you could say Kentucky, really kind of needs this run. That would help them out a ton. But I think overall Georgia's team is just way better. And I don't see it going –
When you look at Georgia this year, anytime they're not facing ace pitchers, they're very, very hard to beat. Their lineup – they got so much power, maybe the best lineup in the SEC, one of the best in the country. They don't have elite pitching, and they've struggled when they've run into elite Friday night guys, but they're not going to be facing that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I've got them here. All right, Ole Miss, Florida, kind of like Bama, Tennessee. Winner of this could host a regional. Yeah. I mean, that's how big this is. And this is a Wednesday game, so Hunter Elliott can't imagine he'd be starting. I think he might start Thursday with him pitching Thursday the week before. He won't be available Wednesday. I kind of feel like, you'll see the Rebs throw their number 4 starter, but then you might be using Mason Morris.
That's what I was going to say. I think they go Mason Morris, which is going to help them out a ton. He's a stud.
I agree. I'm going Rebs here. The Rebs have a good history at Hoover. They've done well here.
I would love for the Rebs to win this game, get Elliott coming against Arkansas. Gosh, that'd be awesome. What a series. Obviously, I'm taking Ole Miss here.
All right, Auburn, you've got them against Mississippi State. I've got them against A&M. I'm being an idiot here, but I'm going A&M here. I don't know if Prager would pitch on Wednesday though.
No,
so
I don't think he would because they know, hey, we have to win this whole thing. If we're gonna have to use him later on in the week. I don't think he would throw.
All right. Well, I'm going to just make a total idiot pick here, and I think A&M is going to fight more here with last gasp. What do you think about Auburn State?
I would love for Auburn to win this game over State. They're 7-11 away. I know this isn't an away series, but the way Mississippi State travels to this type of stuff can become an away series. No, you know what? No, I can't have State win this game. I'm going Auburn, just from the heart. I need Auburn to win that game.
All right, I got Texas. We both got Texas, Alabama for the Thursday game. Man, I'm making a crazy pick here, and I'm taking Alabama.
Come on, man.
I just don't think. I think Texas has nothing to play for. They won the SEC. They've got a lot of injuries.
I get that, but there's no way Slosh is like, hey guys, don't worry about it. Like
I know it's their first. It's also their first ever SEC tourney. So they're kind of
Slosh has got them dialed in right now. I mean, you can pick however you want. Don't let me change it.
I'm not. I'm not changing, man. I'm not going all chalky. It's just so weird, these conference tourneys, because you see top seeds get bounced a lot.
I know. But this is basically their first game. Alabama had to just play 2 other games, and now they're going to their third one. Yeah. I'm going Texas. Even though I want Alabama to win that, I'm going Texas.
All right, Vandy, Georgia. I'm going Vandy here, but that's a fascinating 4-5 matchup. Yeah. I just think Vandy's got really good pitching, and that's Georgia's problem.
Yeah, I think Vandy for sure has some good pitching here. I've also seen them play against the Reds, and I've seen that they can lose series. I'm going Georgia.
All right, there you go. Next up, we got Arkansas against Ole Miss.
Yeah,
this would be the Hunter Elliott game, though.
Yeah. What a series.
And Elliott is dialed. He has been pitching great lately. Yeah. I also kind of think as good as Arkansas is, I don't know what they have to play for here.
Yeah.
So screw it. Give me the Rebs. Let's do it.
I mean, I'm going Ole Miss because this is Hunter Elliott. Give me Hunter Elliott against Arkansas. Dude, what a game. That's going to be so much fun to watch.
All right, I've got A&M LSU. Yeah. You have Auburn LSU. This would be a Friday game, though. So Cade Anderson, LSU is going to be so rested. Not going to have to play till Friday. Throw in their ace, Cade Anderson. I think A&M would save Prager for this if they made it, but they may have to use him Wednesday. I know I'm drinking the Homer Kool-Aid and stuff.
Do it.
This is the end of the road. This is the end of the road. Rested LSU with Cade Anderson.
Yeah.
A&M's third game. Like I think they might win a couple and kind of get something going, but I think LSU also they don't mess around at Hoover.
No.
I mean they've won this thing a ton of times.
Yeah.
And I'm going LSU here.
Yeah, same. I think everything you just said there is true. And I got Auburn and LSU, but I don't think it makes a difference.
All right. So you've got Texas Vandy semi. I have Bama Vandy semi.
No, I got Texas Georgia. Yeah.
All right. Who you got in Texas Georgia?
Boy, this is an interesting one because Texas at this point, I've got to go Texas. I think Georgia at this point has exhausted everything that they possibly can to get up to the semifinals. To take it to the championship is Texas. Gosh, dang. I don't even want Texas to win it. I don't want them to.
I'm going Vandy. Mine's is Vandy against Bama in the semi, which is wild to say.
Yeah.
And I'm going Vandy.
All right.
And then
I mean, that's diabolical. But hey, you know what? It can happen. It can happen.
I mean, dude, I've seen Bama get hot in this thing before. And I'm trying to nobody wants picking chalk's boring. And then next up, I've got Ole Miss taking on LSU in a semi. I've got this is the end of the road for the Rebs here. I hope I'm wrong, but LSU Anthony Irons has just been so dialed as a number 2. And but if Ole Miss does beat Florida and Arkansas, they're hosting a regional.
Yeah.
And then you've accomplished everything you needed to this week. But I got LSU.
Oh man, like my heart doesn't want to. The last thing I want to do is let LSU win this game. But like I can't be a homer for the rest of this time here. Like eventually I'm gonna have to go with I'm going LSU, man. I hate this Texas versus LSU series. I might not even watch a championship.
So I've got LSU Vandy. You have Texas LSU. I'm going LSU. Only having to play 3 games. I mean Vandy too, but I just think LSU's better.
Yeah. Texas LSU. I'm going LSU purely off the fact that Texas has already won the SEC, and I don't want them to win the tournament. That's the only reason. I want both teams to lose, but I'm going LSU winning this whole thing.
We both are taking LSU. LSU's 4-1 on DraftKings, so really not a lot of value.
Yeah.
I'm taking 2 long shots on DraftKings, hoping to get hot. And I already gave out who I thought was going to. I'm taking Bama 30-1 and A&M 28-1, both small, just in case they get hot in this thing. I think those odds are good. I feel like Bama's got a bracket that maybe they could get hot with Tennessee not having to face Doyle, and Texas kind of, I don't know what to expect there. The A&M thing.
What do you mean? Texas is the #1 team. They're the best. Well, hey, I hope you're right. That'd be awesome.
Well, like I said, I like looking for the long shot, so I'm going to go A&M, and then A&M 28-1. Their draw is so tough, though, man. I mean, it's like, I could see a path where they beat Mississippi State and Auburn, but running into rest at LSU Friday, and then if you win that, you're probably going to face, Arkansas, Ole Miss, or Florida on Game 4 with whoever the hell you have left on your pitching staff. But so I actually think A&M's got a tougher draw than Bama, but I'm going to take Bama 30-1 and A&M 28-1.
Yeah, it is crazy to think like you would rather be Alabama than A&M in this situation, but you're not facing Tennessee's top guys that Wednesday game, so it does make sense. I mean, I filled out my bracket. LSU is winning it all, but I think a sleeper would be Oklahoma. I actually think.
Okay, Oklahoma. The thing with them, they're 60-1.
Yeah.
So there's good value. The thing with them is if they can win their first 2, they're going to have badass starting pitching.
That's why I think they have a chance to make a run, because it's like, let's get past Kentucky, and then you got to get past Georgia, which I know
that Georgia game is going to be tough for the midweek starter on Wednesday.
I know that would be tough, but it's also like it's a Wednesday. Who knows? Georgia kind of needs this win. Not really. They could do it, and then you'd have the Witherspoon guys on Thursday, and who knows what could happen there. So,
man, love this SEC tourney.
Yeah.
Man, just so excited. Been following the projections. We're gonna kind of go live on Monday, like right at 11:30, as the selection show goes, to give our thoughts on that too. And we'll be coming back doing more this week. I'm just so excited about this week. As always, fire on DraftKings Sportsbook. But man, just love this time of year. I mean, the NCAA. I'd argue, people tell me I'm wrong, but I don't care. The NCAA baseball postseason is better than the basketball one.
Oh, it's not even close.
Dude, the NCAA tourney in baseball, when they got that bases loaded going that Friday, man, you got 32 games in one day, Friday, Saturday. And even usually there's some weather, but okay, you have 27, I mean, everybody loves the first rounds of the NCAA tournament basketball. That's 16 games. You have twice as many.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And then just the College World Series in Omaha, the prestige of it.
So much fun. The competition, not even just in the SEC, like within all of baseball. I think the SEC is going to dominate this year, though. I truly do think they're going to dominate. So much fun to watch these games and to play them. Gosh, I would do anything to be able to play them right now.
Love that. Well, that was our SEC tourney preview. Going to be following this all week. Games are on SEC Network starting Tuesday morning, 9:30. Everything's on there, and we'll be back. We're going to be around a lot more these next few weeks with the college baseball postseason. And follow Peyton at Peyton, CHAT, Peyton Chat 5 on Twitter and Instagram. And let's get freaking hot, boys. I mean, we've seen the Rebs get hot before. Let's get hot.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have some fun this week, man.
All right.